Right, first things first. Anyway, we'll start with a bit of make sure we're on the right line and we know what a sequence is. Answer those four questions. So there's a bit of background on sequence and series. Sequence and series was absolutely tiny on the legal cert up to about 2 years ago, where just for some reason, whatever happened, they decided in 2018 to put 2.5 questions of sequence and series on it, and last year they put a question and a half of sequence and series on it. So before that, it came up in the money question, and it came up as a small part of the leaving cert, but for some reason they are putting big emphasis on the last 2 years, especially. So literally, in 2018, you wouldn't have been able to pass the paper without. It was literally 2.5 questions of full-on sequence and series, and last year was a question and a half of just sequence and series. So they're after really upping it big time as regards to paper one, how much sequence and series is on it. Right, let's have a little go at it then. So, how many tiles we used in pattern 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. So, how many tiles we used in pattern 5? There will be 13. Derive a formula to calculate the number of tiles needed for the nth pattern. So, bit of junior cert revision here. How do we calculate a pattern at junior cert level, Tn? Yeah, where are we getting at? So, Tn is equal to dn plus To. So, Tn is equal to dn plus To. What do you think D stands for? Difference, what's the difference? 2. TO, anyone know what TO will be here? Anyone know what TO stands for? The term before the first one. So what do you think is the term before the first one? 3, because it's going up in. 2 is TO literally stands for T0. So that is 2n plus 3 will be the pattern. Is that right? Just a little bit of junior cert revision there. And hence or otherwise calculate the number of tiles to form the 50th pattern, i.e. T50 is equal to 2 times 50 plus 3 is equal to 103 tiles. And which pattern has 245 tiles is Tn is equal to 2n plus 3 is equal to 345. 2n is equal to 345 minus 3. 2n is equal to 342. Divide both sides by 2. N is equal to 342 divided by 2, 171. That means the 171st pattern has 345 tiles. Right. At the moment, we're calling this a linear pattern. Alright, so as I said, this is just a bit of junior cert revision. At the moment, we're calling this a linear pattern. We're going to be using a different name today. We're going to be calling it an arithmetic. Well, I think the technical way to pronounce it is arithmetic. We're going to be calling this an arithmetic pattern. Is that alright? At junior cert level, we call it a linear pattern. We're going to be calling it an arithmetic pattern today. A plus n minus 1 times d, yeah, that's the leaving cert way, yeah. Where you get dn plus to, yeah, that'll work. Yeah. So, just showing you the difference. This is the way you would have looked at it at junior cert level. We're now jumping into leaving cert level, where today we're going to be dealing with arithmetic and geometric. Alright, so that's what we're going to be jumping. We've all done this in school, I'd say by now, have we? We've all touched on it anyway. Good stuff, right. So, first things first, jumping into the first little bit of leaving cert stuff is the following. We have Tn is equal to n squared minus 3n. First of all, find for me what T10 is equal to, and then find for me find the value for n. Find the value for n for which un is equal to 40. What I'm also recommending for this is, on the very first page, because we'll be looking back at this, create a heading of arithmetic and geometric and a line down the middle. We're going to be putting in loads of bits of information that aren't in your logbook that you need to know. Alright, very, very important. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to be putting in loads of little broad word formulas that aren't in our logbook, but that we need to know for when you start working on the exam questions. Alright? So we're going to be putting all our little headings underneath these over here. You see me firing off today. Is that okay? They only give us 4 formulas in the logbook that we use, sorry, 5. By the way, the formulas are on page 22 on our logbook. Alright, page 22 on the logbook. That's what we need to open in front of us. Anyone not got a logbook today? So off you go. Find for me what T10 is, and then find the value for n for which un is equal to 40. Adam, what are we doing simply for the first bit? Solve it in 10 instead of n, good lad. What are we doing for the second bit for you, do you reckon? Adam, anything to do? Ellen, you seem to be firing around an idea what we're doing for the second bit? Good man, we're leaving n squared minus 3n equal to 40. We're trying to get a value for n, for which when we solve in something here, we're going to get out 40. And it turns into what then? Quadratic. It turns into quadratic. Good stuff. Right, let's have a little go at it then. So, I find T10, which is equal to 10 to be squared minus 3 times 10, which is 10 to be squared is 100 minus 3 times 10 is minus 30 is equal to 70. Then, II. Find the value for n for which Tn is n squared minus 3n is equal to 40. That's n squared minus 3n minus 40 is equal to 0. Bracket, bracket. That's n and n. Break it up to get 3. Going to go with 5 and 8. Minus 8 plus 5. N is equal to minus 5. And n is equal to 8. How does that make sense though? How could you have two values for n which are going to end up being 40? Does work this time now. I don't know why. It's important we understand this because you could be literally given this and goes, you could actually explain it. The big thing with leaves are now is you actually have to do what you're doing. And you're going to explain to me why you get two values here. So this is a what? Quadratic curve. i.e. goes down and goes back up, so it's at 2 stages. You're going to have a point here, which is just say 40, which is is your 8, and is your minus 5. Alright? How do I know it's a quadratic? N squared minus 3n. You must have a basic grasp of what you're actually doing when you're doing this, because their big thing in that way is for 5 or even 10 marks at the very end, they'll have the whole question in part IV or V is explain what your last answer meant. They love that little bit now, explain what your last answer meant. Alright, it's a big thing that we have a grasp. It's a bit like the integration last week, drawing the picture to understand what we're actually integrating. Right, have a go at the following for me. Right, if un is equal to 5n minus 2 to the power of 3 to the power of n, show that un plus 1 minus 3 times u to the power of n is equal to 5 times 3 to the power of n plus 1. So we still haven't really gone into arithmetic and geometry yet, we're still just dealing with basic patterns and sequences. Right, this kind of comes up at the end of an algebra question. Alright, this comes up at the end of an algebra question. Anyone, any idea how I'm going to do this? Talk to me. So I have un, so I need 3 times that, don't I? So I have un first of all, what do I need? I need un plus 1. How am I going to get un plus 1? Everywhere I have an n, I'm going to put in n plus 1. Alright? If un is that, then this will be un plus 1. Anywhere you have an n, you put in n plus 1. We would have touched on this when we were finishing off the algebra section. Alright, so when we were finishing off the algebra section, we would have touched on this before as well. And the functions. Don't forget, we're looking for this. That's all we want to get. So let's have a little whack off this one, maybe do another one. I think we're running into a bit of a wall in some parts of this. So, first things first, I need to figure out what I need. So I need a UN plus 1, and I need a UN. I already have my UN. I know my UN is equal to that, so I need a UN plus 1, which is equal to... Thank you. 5 times n plus 1 minus 2 by 3 to the power of n plus 1. So that is 5n plus 5 minus 2 by 3 to the power of n plus 1 is 5n plus 3 by 3n plus 1. Is that right? That's my value for un plus 1. So I didn't fill in my sentence. Un plus 1 minus 3 to the power of un, and I want to end up with that answer. So that's un plus 1, which is 5n plus 3 by 3 to the power of n plus 1 minus 3 times 5n minus 2 by 3 to the power of n. Right, let's simplify this over here on the right a bit. That's minus 15n minus, my minus 6 is plus 6 times 3 to the power of n. Right, anyone, any idea what I'm going to do? Sorry, I can go again. So you're going to say 5n by 5n plus 3 by 3. Yep. So you're going to say the 15n plus 9 by 3 to the power of n minus 15n plus 6 by 3 to the power of n. Right, what do we want to be left with? You can break it up into 15 to the power of n by 3 to the power of n plus 9 by 3 to the power of n minus 15n by 3 to the power of n plus 6 by 3 to the power of n. We all happy with how I broke that up? What's going to happen here? 15n by 3 to the power of n is going to cancel. And I'm going to be left with 9 by 3 to the power of n plus 6 by 3 to the power of n. 15 by 3 to the power of n. Still not how they want me to finish it up. Very close. They want me to be left with 5 times 3 to the power of n plus 1. Very, very close. Just need to do one more. Sorry, I'll even show you what we want. We want to be left with 5 times 3 to the power of n plus 1. Come on. Split 5 into what? 5 by? So if this was a 10 marker, you've 7 out of 10 for getting that far, right? Let's get our last 3 marks. What you say we're going to do with them? So we're going to say 5 by 3 by power of n. What's 3 to the power of? So that's 5 by 3 to the power of 1 by 3 to the power of n. Base is the same. What to do with my powers? 5 times 3 to the power of is equal to 5 times 3 to the power of n plus 1. There's your last 3 marks. You have to be able to spot that 15 can break up into 5 and 3. which is 5 times 3 to the power 1. Base is the same, add your powers. You're left with 3 times n plus 1. Right, we'll do one more of those. Have a go at this. Off you go. Un is equal to 2 to the power 2n minus 1 plus 2 to the power n minus 1. Show that u to base n plus 1 minus 2 to the power un minus 2 to the power 2n is equal to 0. Yeah, what do I need? I need that. I need a u to the power n plus 1, and I need a un, which I have. Alright, so we're going to go in first one, figure out what is. U to the power n plus 1, exactly. We're going to figure out u to the power n plus 1. We're seeing we should be left at 0, everything should be knocking. You should be eventually left with everything just starting, everything should just knocking each other out. Instead of splitting up your powers, i.e., just to make things work a little nicer, when you eventually get down to breaking everything up, this becomes 2 to the power 2n by 2 to the power minus 1, this becomes 2 to the power n by 2 to the power minus 1. It'll eventually just be able to start knocking the tiny things up. That makes sense? So what I mean by that is 2 to the power 2n minus 1 is the exact same thing as saying 2 to the power 2n by 2 to the power minus 1. Start splitting them up. These just take a bit of manipulated and maneuver. You can do it 3 or 4 different ways and still end up with the right answer. I'll give you 1 more minute, see if you can get it to knock off. Right, let's see what I can start knocking. So, un is equal to 2 to the power 2n minus 1 plus 2 to the power of n minus 1. Un plus 1 is equal to 2 to the power of 2 times n plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 times n plus 1 minus 1, which is equal to 2 to the power of 2n plus 2 minus 1 plus 2 to the power of n plus 1 minus 1, which is equal to 2 to the power of 2n plus 1 plus 2 to the power of n. Is that right? There is my un plus 1 value. Right, into our formula then. Un plus 1 is 2 to the power of 2n plus 1 plus 2 to the power of n minus 2 times un. Un is 2 times 2 to the power of 2n minus 1 plus 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 2 to the power of 2n, and that should all knock off and equal to 0. Right, let's start simplifying things a small bit. That is 2 to the power of 2n plus 1 plus 2 to the power of n minus 2 by 2 to the power of 2n minus 1 minus 2 by 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 2 to the power of 2n is equal to 0. Right. Anywhere you can start knocking things, start knocking things. And we can't knock anything yet, so let's break them up a bit. That's 2 to the power of 2n by 2 to the power of 1 plus 2 to the power of n. That is minus 2 times 2 to the power of 2n minus 2 by 2 to the power of minus 1 minus 2 by 2 to the power of n minus 2 by 2 to the power of minus 1 minus 2 to the power of n, 2n, is equal to 0. Is that alright? Right, just go through that again just so you see what I did. I had 2 to the power of 2n plus 1. I split it up into 2 to the power of 2n by 2 to the power of 1. 2 to the power of n stays the same. I had minus 2 times 2 to the power of 2n minus 1. Minus 2 by 2 to the power of 2n by minus 2 by 2 to the power of minus 1. Split it up into 2 different numbers. I had minus 2 by 2 to the power of n, which would be minus 2 by 2 to the power of n by minus 2 by 2 to the power of minus 1. Split it up into 2. And I had left then minus 2 by 2 times 2 to the power of n. So I just split them up, see if things start knocking. Right. Does anything knock for us now? Anyone see anything that's going to start knocking? Or anything we can put together? I see one anyway. Adam. See, you have minus 2 by 2 to the power 2n by a plus 2 by 2 to the power 2n. That's gone. Right. And Nils. So on our next line, 2 to the power of n minus 2 times 2 to the power minus 1 minus 2 by 2 to the power of n minus 2 times 2 to the power minus 1 minus 2 times 2 to the power of n is equal to 0. Anything else? What about, go on then. See everything without ends in it. What does this become here? Minus 2 times 2 to the power of minus 1. You can literally fire that straight into your calculator. What's minus 2 by 2 to the power minus 1? Minus 1. 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 2 times 2 to the power of n. Minus 2 by 2 to the power minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 2 to the power of 2n is equal to 0. Have we all our signs right? 2 seconds, I double check my signs. I think we could have a problem with our signs here. Let's 2 by 2 power n plus 1, that's 2 by n2n plus 2 minus 1. 2 to the power 2n plus 1, that's right. 2 by n plus 1 minus 1, that's 2 to the power of n plus 1, that's 2 to the power of n plus 0, that's 2 to the power of n. So that's un plus 1 is 2 to the power of 2n plus 1 plus 2 to the power of n. Minus 2 times 2 to the power of n minus 1 plus 2 times n minus 1 minus 2 to the power of 2n. 2 to the power of 2n plus 1 plus 2 to the power of n minus 2 times 2 to the power of 2n minus 1. What? I don't know where you're pointing on. Here? This one over here. Minus 2 multiplied by 2 to the power of minus 1 is minus 1, yeah? Minus 2 by 2 to the power 2. I said it's a problem with our signs. These should all be knocking down here. Minus 2 by 2 to the power 2n minus 1 minus 2 by 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 2 to the power 2n. That's 2 to the power n by 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power n minus 2 times 2 to the power n minus 2 by 2 to the power minus 1 minus 2 by 2 to the power n minus 2 by 2 to the power minus 1 minus 2 to the power n. There's a sign mistake here someplace. Right, I'm gonna double check through that. There's a sign mistake inside that. I want you to do just one more. Have a go at this one for me while I figure out where I'm after making a sign mistake. Off you go. Have a go at this one. Same thing again, right? I'm just going to double check that I'm after making a sign mistake someplace, and it's not knocking off for me. All right, so have a go at that one before we jump on. What? You can't see it. Sorry. Right, as I've tried it 3 or 4 different times, there's a mistake in it someplace because it's just not knocking out. All right. Right, how are we getting on with this one? Let's look at it. So I've literally tried it 3 or 4 different ways. It won't knock out. Right, un is equal to n plus 1 times 5 to the power of n. So that's un plus 1 is equal to n plus 1 times 5 to the power of n plus 1. That is n plus 2 times 5 to the power of n plus 1. And we also need un plus 2. That is n plus 2 plus 1 by 5 to the power of n plus 2, which is n plus 3 by 5 to the power of n plus 2. Is that okay? Then un plus 2 is n plus 3 times 5 to the power of n plus 2 minus 10 times n plus 2 by 5 to the power of n plus 1 plus 25 times n plus 1 by 5 to the power of n, and that should be all equal to 0. We all happy with that? Right, that is n plus 3 times 5 to the power of n by 5 to the power of 2 minus 10 times n plus 2 by 5 to the power of n by 5 to the power of 1 plus 25 times n plus 1 by 5 to the power of n. Right. Let's multiply in our 25s and our minus 10. n plus 3 by 5 to the power of n by 5 to the power 2 minus 10n minus 20 times 5 to the power of n by 5 to the power 1 plus 25n plus 25 by 5 to the power of n. Right. 5 to the power 2, that is 5 to the power 2 is 25. So that's n plus 3 times 25 times 5 to the power of n minus 10n minus 20 times 5 by the power of n plus 25n plus 25 by 5 to the power of n. Right. Let's start multiplying it in. So 25n by 5 to the power of n, 25 by n, 25 by 3 plus 75 times 5 to the power of n minus 50n times 5 to the power of n. 5 by minus 20 is minus 100 times 5 to the power of n times 25n times 5 to the power of n plus 25 times 5 to the power of n, and that should equal to 0. So things should start knocking here. Hopefully they work this time. Right, you have 25 by 5 to the power of n minus 50n times 5 to the power of n plus 25 times 5 to the power of n. What's going to happen there? Knock, knock, knock. You have 75 times 5 to the power of n plus 25 times 5 to the power of n minus 100 times 5 to the power of n, and thank God they knock this time. Couldn't be wrecking my head again. And you're left with 0. We all happy with that? Right. They do like that question, it does come up. Right, let's jump into a bit more sequence and series then. So first thing we need to have is first formula. This is in our logbook. I'll throw it down anyway. Is the sequence, arithmetic sequence, is Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times B. That allows us to find the sequence for array any arithmetic sequence. Non-linear notebook, part we know this. Tn minus Tn minus 1 is equal to D. Alright, Tn minus Tn minus 1 i.e. what that means. Any term minus the previous gives you the difference. This isn't the log. Alright, so they give you that. They don't give you this. Tn minus 1 is equal to D. Also needs to be wrong. Tn plus 1 minus Tn is equal to Tn plus 2 minus Tn plus 1. Second term minus the first is equal to the third term minus the second. Is that right? Second minus the first is equal to third minus the second. Too important. This information for what we need next. Right, so with that in mind, have a go at the following for me. Off you go. So, first three terms in the arithmetic sequence are 1, 4, and 7. Find the first term A and the common difference D. Find in terms of n the expression with Tn which term of the sequence is A D A. So, the only formula we really need for this one is your top. A is the first term and D is the common difference. Find Tn and then find T50 and then find which term of the sequence is A D A. Oops. Nice and handy one to start off with. So our formula for that is up here in our notebook. Right, let's look at it then. So, what's A, our first term? A is equal to 1. What's our common difference? 3. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. Tn is equal to A, which is 1, plus n minus 1 times our common difference, which is 3. 1 plus 3n minus 3. Oh, sorry. 1 plus 3n minus 3 is Tn is equal to 3n minus 2. Then find T50. How do we find T50? Put in 50 instead of. And T50 is 3 times 50 minus 2 is 150 minus 2 is equal to 148. And the last bit, triple I, is which term in the sequence is 88? Leave our formula equal to 88. Tn is equal to 3n minus 2, which is equal to 88. 3n is equal to 88 plus 2. 3n is equal to 90, n is equal to 30. That means the 30th term. The 30th term in that sequence is 88. Be happy with those? Right. Slay it harder this time. Off you go. Yeah, fire away. So the first three terms in an arithmetic sequence are 2k minus 1, 2k plus 1, and 3k. The value, right, find the value of k and write down the first three terms. So to do this question, we have to use something, we have to know something that we don't, that isn't given to us in the log. What do we need to know? We got to know that the second term minus the first is equal to the third minus the second. Alright, so something's not given to us in the log, very important. We need to know that the second term minus the first is equal to the third minus the second. Before we jump into this, anyone know why the second term minus the first is equal to the third minus the second? Common difference, exactly. How would you get from the first to the second? You add the same thing. How would you get from the second to the third? You add the same thing. The same way, for example, the 10th minus the 9th is equal to the second minus the first. Why is the 10th minus the 9th equal to the second minus the first? How would you get from the 9th to the 10th? You add the common difference. How would you get from the first to the second? You add the common difference. All they're doing is you're finding the common difference between the two. So here, we're going to take the third, we're going to take the second away from the third, and it's going to be equal to the first, take it away from the second. So it's going to be term 2 minus term 1 is going to be equal to term 3 minus term 2. Alright? Off we go and work out for me what k is. Just so we know, this is term 1, term 2, term 3, second part. Right, let's look at it. So, as I said, arithmetic sequence. In an arithmetic sequence, we know that T2 minus T1 is equal to T3 minus T2. Why? Because the common difference is the difference between each one. So, this is T1, this is T2, this is T3. T2 is 2k plus 1 minus 2k minus 1 is equal to 3k minus 2k plus 1. Very, very important when you put it in, you put it in a bracket because you're going to have to multiply in the minus in a minute. It affects your signs. Is that right? That is 2k plus 1 minus 2k minus by minus 1 is plus 1 is equal to 3k minus 2k minus 1. Very, very careful when it's your signs. 2k minus 2k knock, 1 plus 1 is 2, is equal to 3k minus 2k, which is k minus 1. Bring over your minus 1. 3 is equal to k. K is 3. Very careful with your signs. Right, if k is 3, 2 times 3 minus 1 to get the first term. 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1 is 5. Term 2. 2 times 3 plus 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 3 times 3 is 9. And we can see it's an arithmetic sequence. Why? It's going up by what each time? 2. So we know it's arithmetic. It's going up by 2. Right, have a go at the following. Still on arithmetic. Three numbers are in an arithmetic sequence. Their sum is 24 and their product is equal to 494. Find the three numbers. So, three numbers in an arithmetic sequence, their sum is 24 and their product is 494. Find the three numbers. Any idea how I'm going to find the three numbers? Trial and error. Oh, there's an easier way of doing that. Sn is equal to, we don't, S, not we can say Sn, we say. So Sn would be the sum if you were to add, as in if you were to add the 24, so S3 would be equal to 24, we won't make them add three terms. Do you know our formula for Sn? Is it clear level? What's our formula for Sn on arithmetic? N over 2 times 2 raised plus d, right? Put that in the value. This is the sum of terms. So we'll measure that, yeah. What's the problem though? We're still going to be left with? We know n is what for this? 3, because it's the first three terms. We're going to be left with a, we're going to be left with d. We have to create another equation to do a simultaneous equation. I'm going to create another equation. We know we're going to create another equation. So if you use the sum of, and use that again. Sorry? Yeah, regardless of the multiplication. Right, what's our first term? A. be making harder these days. Right, just say your first term is 4, yeah? And your second term is 9. What do you get from 4 to 9? 5. So what would be the next term after that? It's in our next series. Adding 5 into 9, you get 14, yeah? So how did you get from first to second to third? How did you get from 5 to 9 to 14? Put it into kind of letters, put it into symbols. First term is A. How did you get to 9? You had it. D, which is 5. So our second term is A plus D. What's our third term? A plus 2D, exactly. So, if your first term is A, and your second term is A plus D, your third term will be A plus 2D. And if you multiply all three of them, you should get 494, exactly. Alright? You gotta be able to put what you're doing into words. So, first thing we do here anyway is write down T1 is A, T2 is A plus D, T3 is A plus 2D. I'm going to jump to the jacks really quick. T3. A plus 2D. the A by A plus D, and then multiply the result of that by A plus 2D. You should end up with a linear and a quadratic one-dimensional relation. Right, let's have a little look at it. We'll run into a few walls and if I look at it. So, we know that the sum is 24. That means add all three and we get 24, multiply all three and we get 494. So T1 is equal to A, T2 is equal to A plus D, and T3 is equal to A plus 2D. Now, to add all three, you can either use the SN formula, which is n over 2 times 2A plus n minus 1 times D, or you can simply just add all three of them together. Either way, you'll get the same answer, because that's what it means. The sum of 3 means adding 1, 2, and 3, or else you can just literally put them in and add them yourself. A plus D plus A plus 2D. And it should be equal to 24, which is A and A is 3A plus 3D equals 24. And there's that. Is that right? Multiply all three is A by A plus D by A plus 2D. A by A squared, A by D is AD by A plus 2D. Bracket, what to do? First by the second and then second by the second, that's A squared by A plus 2D, and then AD by A plus 2D, and I should get 494. A by A squared is A cubed, A squared by 2D is 2AD, AD by A is A squared D, AD by 2D is 2AD squared. And that's equal to 494. Is that right? Right. Sub it in then, we have 3A plus 3D is equal to 24. Can we make this easier? Divide across by 3 will make it easier. Now A plus D is equal to 8. You do indeed, thank you. 2A squared D, A squared D, and AD squared. Right, back then, A is equal to 8 over D. And literally sub it in here then. 8 minus D it is, sorry. A is equal to 8 minus D even. That is 8 minus D to be cubed plus 2 times 8 minus D to be squared times D plus 8 minus D to be squared times D plus 2 times 8 minus D times D squared equals 494. and then cube it out, square it out, and work it out until you get D all on its own. Now, you can fire through that and work way through it. Anyone know a quicker way we could have started? Because I'm just after spotting it there myself. We'll get the right answer doing it this way. Just take a bit longer. It's all about higher level maths, looking at a question, go, can we do it quicker? Can we save ourselves time? I said T1 was A, T2 was A plus D, and T3 was A plus 2D. Anyone know a quicker way we can fire through this to do a bit quicker? This will give you the right answer, but it's all about literally saving you. Like, that's going to take you probably an extra 7 or 8 minutes now to get through that and get it down right, get D, and then sub it back in and get A. Anyone know how we could have made that equation easier? Straight away off the bat. You could have picked your 3 terms being T1 is equal to A minus D, T2 as being A, and T3 as being A plus D. Alright? You want to make a little note of that. Anyone know why that will make life easier than picking A plus D, and A plus 2D? This is important. As I said, leaving cert, higher level paper, all about saving time. What was the first bit of information we were given? Their sum is 24. Look what happens when you add the 3 Ds. If their sum is equal to 24, A minus D by A plus D, and no one's going to happen. All day. You got A plus A, which is 3A minus D plus D. 24. A is equal to 8. That right? Would have made life easier. And then you can use, go back then, your 3 terms multiplied. A minus D by A plus D is equal to 494 is 8 minus D by 8 plus D is equal to 494. Multiply your first two, 8 by 8 is 64, 8 by minus D is minus 8D, times 8 plus D is equal to 494. 8 by 64. 512. 8 by 64 is 512. 8 by minus 8D is minus 64D. And then D by 64 is plus 64D and minus 8D squared equals 494. Gone. Minus 8D squared is equal to 494 minus 512. Minus 8D squared is equal to 494 minus 512 minus 18. Divide across by minus 8. D squared is equal to 9 over 4. Square root of 9 over 4. D is equal to 3 over 2. Alright. Save myself, if you did that right from the beginning, you would have saved yourself about 10 minutes. Alright? Simple things like that. Right. Still 10 minutes left, guys. Let's drive on the last 10 and get it done. So, next little bit. Verifying a sequence is arithmetic. Next little bit, we need to take down. Verifying a sequence is arithmetic. verifying the sequence is arithmetic. Tn minus 1 is equal to b, i.e. any term minus the previous term must leave you with a constant. Any term minus the previous term must leave you with a constant. What I mean by this is, for example, so verify the following sequences are arithmetic. Tn is equal to 2n plus 3. So, anyone able to verify that it's arithmetic? What do I have to find? Faye. Gugar. Tn minus 1. Need to find Tn minus 1. Only 8 minutes left, guys. Finish John. So if we look at it then, find Tn plus 1 is equal to 2 times n plus 1 plus 3, which is 2n plus 2 plus 3, which is, sorry, Tn minus 1, sorry, probably Tn minus 1 even. Tn minus 1 it should be. Apologies. Which is 2 bracket n minus 1 plus 3, which is 2n minus 2 plus 3, which is 2n plus 1. So then, is Tn minus 1? Is Tn minus 1 is equal to 2n plus 3 minus 2n plus 1. They cancel. 3 minus 1? 2. Is a constant. Therefore, is arithmetic. Right, I've got another go one of these. Is a constant, therefore is arithmetic. I'll go with this one. Check and see if the following sequence is arithmetic. Tn is equal to 2n minus 5. Off you go. Check and see is that arithmetic. Is it arithmetic? So we check Tn minus 1 is 2 times n minus 1 minus 5 is 2n minus 2 minus 5 is 2n minus 7. That means Tn minus 1 is 2n minus 5 minus times 2n minus 7 is 2n minus 5 minus 2n plus 7 is equal to 2. And that is your difference. Therefore, arithmetic. And the last little form you need to do before you get out the door is you need to follow just for next week. Take that on. Last formula on arithmetic. To finish arithmetic, we move on to geometry next week. Tn is equal to Sn minus 1. That's it. Tn is equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. And boys and girls, we'll see you next week. Alright? Yeah. So we're finishing off sequence and series next week. So we have everything in arithmetic done. Arithmetic is finished. We're on to geometric next week. So arithmetic was when you're adding the same difference every week. Geometric is multiplying by the same difference.